What's up? I'm Horror Movie Dad. This is K Dinero. This is Dad and Dinero Discussions.
What's going on, guys?
We're here to talk about horror movies. And so our idea was we'd watch one horror movie, like recently, and then discuss it afterwards with our wonderful charisma that we might.
And I will note that I wouldn't have found out about this movie without Adam Duca's suggestion on Amazon Prime. So anybody that has Amazon Prime, you can watch the movie. Why don't you let the viewers know what movie we watched? Horror Movie Dad.
We watched Macabre, and this was chosen by K Dinero, as he mentioned. It's from 1980 was when it came out, and it's Amazon Prime. And let me bring up the little synopsis here, but it says, prepare yourself for the shock of a lifetime. Once she kept a lover on the side, but that's nothing compared to what she's keeping in the freezer. A middle-aged woman traumatized from the death of her adulterous lover moves into a room at a New Orleans boarding house where the blind landlord becomes suspicious to her activities of continuing her affair with her dead lover.
Okay, so just so we know, the movie is called Macabre, and before we even get to the whole movie and what it's about, I just want to say one of the most gnarliest scenes of the movie, which had nothing to do with the mom who had the lover that passed away, but her daughter who fucking basically drowns her little brother for no fucking reason. And we never find out anything about the daughter drowning the little brother, and it just keeps going. Like, they just added that fucking scene just to like have like a scare scene or something, but I thought that was pretty crazy.
Dude, it was so random, had nothing to do with anything. It was like the daughter was pissed off at the mom, and she goes, you know what, I'm really mad at my mom for leaving, so I'm going to go murder my brother in a bathtub. But
yeah, I would have to say on the scale from 1 to 10, I'd give it a 6.5 on the realistic shock value of just the fact that it was a little girl who's probably only like 12 years old drowning her little brother who's probably like 5 or 6. So it was very disturbing, but it made no sense to the movie. So I guess they needed something to add into the fucking horror genre. But hey, if you guys seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if they had, I guess they had to add something to keep your interest, because the entire movie was, a lot of it was just filming everyday shit. Like, she's on a boat and they have a score in the background and she's walking around the boat and it's like a 5-minute scene. I'm like, okay, can we move on? Or the blind guy's walking up the stairs and it's like, let's watch him walk up the entire staircase really slow.
And like, then what was the
things out?
What was the intro at the mausoleum?
The mausoleum intro.
There was like a weird intro where she goes to a cemetery. I think that's, I don't know. I think in the beginning of the movie, there's a part where she is at a cemetery. But
oh, okay.
We'll discuss more of that later. Let me ask you this. Okay, so her husband gets decapitated in the station wagon, and then she goes to the psych ward.
The person she's committing adultery.
Oh, yeah, no, not her husband. Her fucking side guy.
Yeah, the side guy.
Yeah.
Gets decapitated in the car accident.
He gets decapitated in the car accident, and then she goes to the fucking loony bin, and she just gets out miraculously after a year. So why don't you let the viewers know what happens when she gets out the loony bin?
All right, so she gets out of the loony bin, and they say that she's okay, but clearly she's not okay at all. So there's some weird shit going on. She moves into the apartment that she was renting out. I guess this blind guy and his mom are the caretakers of this house.
Oh, hey, do you remember? Do you remember when? Okay, she goes I think in the beginning of the movie, before she meets her side guy that she has sex with upstairs, the blind guy is being bathed by his mom, and he's the blind guy is like has to be like in his 30s,
He's
and
a grown.
goes. I think he's all. What does he say? He says,
God, Mom, leave me alone. I can do it on my own.
Yeah, it was very weird and strange. I thought that was actually well acted though, because I think any man who's blind, knowing that a female is in his house and his mom is washing his ball sack in the bathroom, I think that would be pretty weird and uncomfortable. But he's blind, so. But wouldn't you think a blind man knows where his balls are?
Yeah, he's 30. He's been blind all his life.
Yeah, so why is his mom fucking washing them?
Dude, and to tell you the truth, I didn't know he was blind because that's the opening scene where they showed him, and he was just being washed and by an old lady, and I was like, what is this? Like, why is he being washed? And then I finally figured out he was blind. But like you mentioned, bro, that's some. He acted blind very well. I wonder if that guy is actually really blind.
We're gonna have to find that out, because I'd say out of all of the movies that I've seen acting, he deserves a fucking Oscar. If he's not blind, I sure as hell fucking thought he was, because he acted blind. Fucking he acted blind better than fucking Jamie Foxx fucking doing what is that? Ray. What's that movie?
Oh yeah, Jamie Foxx as Ray.
Yeah,
oh,
right. Wasn't that movie where
Ray
he's
Charles?
blind?
Yeah, Ray Charles.
Yeah. So I'm saying this is actually a pretty good acting job for a low budget film. Who would touch the blind guy first?
His mother. His mother touched the blind guy first, Gino.
Would you touch the blind guy, Gino?
Would you touch the blind guy first? Anyway, so there's one thing when she comes back from the psych ward and she gets dropped off by the taxi cab. Did you notice the taxi cab is not even a taxi? It's completely fake, and they put blue painters.
Wait, hold on. It says Chrissy Tiffy 08 says she would touch the blind guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what happened to me?
I don't know. What'd you do to your life, bro?
Oh no.
Anyway, as now,
I'm gonna reconnect.
All right. So as I was saying before, we'll get Kay Dinero back on. As I was saying before, she gets okay. Here he comes. I'm getting back on. Waiting for him. So she gets in a taxi cab and they drop her off.
Kay Dinero's blind.
They drop her off. The taxi cab, it's like a regular car, and they put blue painter's tape on it that says taxi. It's actually blue painter's tape. It's so fake.
Oh, so they made a taxi. They couldn't even afford to have a taxi cab, so they put painter's tape that said taxi on it.
Right. It's not like, oh, maybe let's put some nice decals. No, they use blue painter's tape, like they're gonna go paint their walls, and tried to spell taxi and a phone number on it. It was so fake.
So what I think is fucked up. Okay, so what was the lady's name that had the secret in the refrigerator upstairs? What was her name? Do you know what it was? Her name was Anne?
What it was what?
Who was the lead actress with the refrigerator?
Oh man. I'll look it up right now.
Okay.
So we're talking about, by the way, for people just joined, we're talking about the movie Macabre, 1980. It was a horror movie that Kay Dinero and I just watched, and now we're discussing it.
I'm watching one right now. Wait, what are you watching? Chrissy Tiffy 08. What are you watching now?
Okay, I gotta look this up. Crew. Cast. Dude, her name was Jane. Her name was Jane Baker.
Jane Baker. Okay.
Correct.
So Jane Baker goes up to the room knowing, okay, so when she went to the psych ward, she was gone for a year and she kept paying rent for the room that she would bang her side guy in. Okay, so when she came back, she goes up to the room, and the first thing that she does is she opens up the refrigerator, and there's a lock on the top where the freezer is. So, in a nutshell, this movie Macabre, the person who owns the building is blind and has a super big crush on Jane, right?
Yeah, Jane.
So every night, Jane locks her door, and the poor blind guy. And by the way, he fucking fixes trumpets. He fixes instruments as a living. He's blind. His mom washes his balls, and he can't get no pussy. So she comes back, and he only knows that it's her, but she has sex with something, or she moans like throughout the whole movie. So during the movie, he asks what her. Oh, okay. So in the movie, he's very curious on why she's masturbating every day.
But he doesn't know. He thinks it's like another dude coming up to the room.
Yes, he thinks it's another dude. And so during the movie, you find out at the end what happens. But I'm gonna let you talk more about the movie, Josh.
Dude, it's all right. The scenes are so drawn out with the blind guy. Like, it shows him washing his dishes, fixing a trumpet.
Hold on. I'm gonna impersonate how well of an actor the blind guy was. I'm gonna impersonate the blind actor drinking.
Okay.
That was how good he was.
He was good, and he just stared off into oblivion.
He was like this.
This is Dad and Dinero discussions. We're discussing horror movies. We're not watching any of them right now.
Yeah, is this watch guys talk or Dad's watches horror movies? We're discussing horror movies.
We're discussing Macabre that we watched, bro. But so it all comes full circle, because you read the newspaper and it says guy dies in a car accident and gets decapitated or whatever. And then you see she's got a lock on her freezer. The movie's called Macabre. She's randomly getting like sexual moans from her room while she's by herself. So just thinking of what's happening is that. Okay.
You know what my favorite scene of the movie was?
Brian, what's up, guy?
What's up, Brian Bravo? Man, these freaks in here like rum bum bum bum. Only he would know what that means, because
Andre Nicotina right there.
Yeah, but Brian got high back in high school and played the fucking song around the block like 25 times. I'll never forget it. He kept going around in circles, and I was here out the window. Man, these freaks in here like rum bum bum bum.
That's good.
But anyways, hey, so one of my favorite scenes, when the guy who owned the house, who tried to shoot his shot with Jane, right? That's her name, Jane?
Yeah.
So keep in mind, people, this guy is fucking blind, right? So he puts on a fucking dress shirt with a tie and a fucking khaki pants, and he has a belt and everything, and the shit does not even match. It's like a green shirt with a pink tie. He's wearing like black slacks.
A plaid shirt.
Yeah, and then he wants to impress her, so he makes her a fucking special dinner, and like the first thing he does is he grabs a can, and he opens up the can and he plops it in the fucking pot to cook it. But it's like, dude, how do you know it's fucking chicken noodle soup? What if it's fucking dog food? Or what the fuck? Like, and he comes up. I guess he smelt it. But anyways, I just thought it was hella funny that he tried to shoot his shot. He cooked her. He's blind. It's like, at least like give him a fucking blowjob or something. Or like,
dude, she's the biggest fucking tease to him, bro. Like, she flirts with him and then kind of touches him. And then all of a sudden, that's it. She's like, oh, no, I can't do it. I'm like, dude, he's blind. He has never gotten any besides his mom washing his leg in the bathtub. So, bro, just break him off some, dude. You help make his bed. Like, there's a whole drawn out scene where they change his sheets, and she's getting all like talking all nice to him. Like, man, give this guy a break, man. Break him off a piece, dude. Stop being such a prude.
I know, right?
She'd rather have sex with a dead man than a blind man, apparently.
So, all right. So, I watched the movie with a few coworkers, right? And they said that basically they thought, one of my coworkers, Randy, thought that inside the freezer was his frozen dick.
Oh,
and he was certain. He was like, no. His dick is she froze his dick, and then she up late at night and she just fucking bangs herself with a frozen dead dick.
That's what he thought?
That's what he thought, yeah. He's like, it's his dick, it's his dick.
Well, you don't know. She's getting off by something, of this guy. So, but the clue was in the newspaper he was decapitated. So from the beginning, I'm like, dude, his dude's head's in the freezer, and that's what's getting her. So we're talking. People don't know. We're discussing. This is Dad and Dinero's discussions. We're talking about Macabre right now. It's a movie from the 1980s, a horror movie that we recently watched. So we're discussing that. But. So as we get to the end, I'm gonna say one thing, which is my favorite part of the entire movie, and it's towards the end. It's not the actual climax, but it's the pre-climax to the movie. And the best thing is,
wait, hold on. What is the cucumber that? Oh, she did the dick, the frozen dick.
Nice, Prissy Tippy.
The frozen cucumber.
What's up, Christina? Anyway, so we're gonna get down to the end here, to the end of it. But it was a great climax, and I'm talking about not the actual end climax, Kenny, that we all know that ends with the credits. But I'm talking about right before that, like the build up to that climax is so this girl Jane, like they're finding out. The blind dude finds out what's in the fridge, and the daughter knows what's in the fridge because the daughter keeps coming over and finds out. The blind man tries to talk to her ex-wife to get him to listen, but everyone thinks he's crazy. But they eventually finds out there's a freaking frozen head of her ex-boyfriend or ex-lover, the person she committed adultery with, in the freezer. And she's basically having sex with it every night. And they actually show a scene of her doing it. Like, she's licking this dead guy's face. It's just a decapitated head. She's licking.
Okay. Can I ask you this question? All right.
Yeah.
Do you think she finger banged herself while she was making out with the dead corpse? Or maybe she would kiss the corpse's head and just fucking shove it down her crotch and fucking go crazy and get nasty with it.
Dude, she's been doing this how many times she does it in the movie? 5. So that's at least she's
5 times.
Bored of the same person, so you got to try new things, right? She's gonna get bored of this.
Hold on. Head. Do you think that maybe she took his dead head and opened up the mouth and pulled the tongue out and then she shook it like a. She shook it in her. This
is not Dad. This is not Josh and Kenny, Dad, aka K Dinero, talking. This is a movie. We're not making this up. This is a movie, a horror movie that's rated R. Okay.
And it's based on a true story.
It said it's based on a true story, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, get back to the climax. So. It goes down. It goes down. We skipped a lot of parts, but anyway, like I said, the blind guy finds out. The daughter finds out, who ended up drowning the brother earlier at the beginning of the movie, finds out, and so the daughter tries to blackmail the mother, and tries to get her to say she's crazy. She has to go back into the psych ward. But anyway, what happens at the end is the mom just doesn't know what to do. She goes fucking nuts. All right, she knows the blind guy knows. She knows her mom's knows, and listen to this climax. So the mother drowns her daughter in the bathtub. then pushes a blind man down the stairs, and then has sex with a decapitated head. If that's not a 1, 2, 3 punch, I don't know what the hell is, dude. Strike 3, you're out. Uh-oh, we're losing Kenny here. Oh, there we go. Can't hear you now. Uh-oh, can't hear you, bro. No, I can see you perfectly clear, but I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all now. We must have lost you, dude. Here, do you want sign in and sign back out again? I can't hear you either, bro. Sign out and then sign back. Having some technical difficulties. So anyway, as I'll highlight again, we're discussing the movie Macabre. We're almost done. Here, let me get K. Dinero back on. We're almost done discussing the movie Macabre, 1980s horror movie. We're talking about the ending right now, the climax. So he is funnier now that you can't see his face.
I'm back.
Can't hear you, dude. Oh, there you go. Did you see what Prissy said to you?
He's funnier. Yes. Okay.
Oh, what's up?
My favorite, the best acting.
Fix the chapter on.
The best
Never
acting
seen
in the movie.
1980s. It's on Amazon Prime. You can check it out. It's pretty sinister. Yeah, it's pretty sinister.
Was it Macabre?
Yeah. Anyway, but the climax was, I don't know if you heard me, Kenny, but she drowns her daughter in a bathtub, then pushes a blind man down the stairs, and then has sex with a decapitated head. That's not a 1, 2, 3 punch. I don't know what is, bro.
I mean, obviously, was in love with this guy so much that she went to the trouble of taking his decapitated head, and that when she got out the psych ward, she could just fucking get her crotch eaten out by a fucking dead skull face and just get fucking nasty with it. Josh, remember the shrine? She made a fucking shrine.
Okay, yeah,
Tell me what the shrine was.
Dude, she dedicated a shrine to this guy after he died. And you open up the shrine, it's like a box, and it folds open. And she had like his credit card, like some hair. What else was on it? I saw his credit card, saw hair of him, cigarette butt. Yeah, cigarette butt. But she would open this shrine and then get all horny and then like basically have foreplay with his decapitated head. But what I forgot to mention is that so the ring that she had she kept an earlobe of the guy on a ring. Remember that?
Oh shit.
So, you know what I thought that was to begin with? It looked like a testicle. I thought she had his testicle on a ring, bro.
No, the daughter put the earlobe in the fucking stew, and the mom ate the stew, and the fucking pierced earlobe was in the fucking spoon. And that's when she kills her own daughter and drowns her in the fucking bathtub, just like she drowned her little fucking brother. And the fucking other thing that I wanted to say was,
Revenge.
Yes. The other thing that was crazy, which was superior acting, like Oscar-worthy performance, is when the daughter goes to the house and tells the blind guy that she's leaving. And she's like, all right, I'm leaving. Bye. And she opens the door and shuts it and hides in the corner. And then he thinks that she left. And then she goes upstairs and sees what's in the fucking refrigerator.
Right.
I mean,
all right, dude. So tell me.
What?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Could you imagine the directors like, all right, in this you're gonna trick the blind man, and you're gonna go ahead and say that you're leaving, and what we want you to do is we're gonna pretend that you left, and when you open the door, you close, you just hide in the corner. And the blind guy will think you're gone. And then you just silently go up the stairs and find out what's in your mom's room. Oh, my God, dude.
Hey, all I got to say is it was a unique watch, bro. Very unique, very different. It was drawn out as an hour and a half long, dude. there was a lot of filler they put in there that they could have just taken out and made it like an hour and 15 minutes, even an hour and 10 minutes. Tell them the end now. So what happens at the end?
Okay.
But right before the credits roll.
Well, what I thought was...
or any thoughts before we tell them the end? Spoiler.
Well,
we're talking spoilers here, so if you don't want to know...
What I thought was very weird in her room next to the refrigerator, and keep in mind it's one of small refrigerators, she had like a 7-Eleven rotisserie chicken fucking cooker. Like, I don't know what the fuck it was, but okay, so you have your refrigerator, and she had like an oven. Like, it was just an oven that was on that was like bright orange. And when the blind guy goes up there, remember he fucking smashed face in the fucking oven. Do you remember that? And then she kills her, or he kills her, and then she has like a fucking she had like a rotisserie spear like go through her fucking head. I don't understand why. It says sound off. Can you guys hear us?
Whose sound is off? Is it mine, or is it Dinero?
Because I hear you.
Because I can hear you too. So.
Well, we'll find out later. You're going to save it anyways.
Yeah.
So what I don't understand is what the fuck was that? I want you to go back and watch the movie, and I want you to look at what that thing is. I want to know what it is.
Yeah, it's got to be some sort of stove. But the other thing is it was on. Like, it was on really, really hot. Like, what? It was just on the entire time?
Do you think oh, my God, I think I know what she did.
What?
She would have the head frozen, and then she would put it in the fucking in the heater to make his face be like his tongue and his mouth feel warm like a real fucking because no dead head with a cold tongue fucking digging their fucking crotch, dude. She probably put it in the fucking whatever that fucking thing was. It looked like a fucking furnace. She cook it up a little bit, get that mouth nice and fucking warm, and then fucking maybe spit on the mouth and just fucking...
Bro, I didn't even think about that. So she's got a freezer and an oven. That's all she needs to have foreplay with a decapitated head. That's all you need. If anyone wants, this is not us. This is the movie Macabre. You want to know how to have a good time with a decapitated head? Put it in the freezer, and then when you're ready to have time with it, put it in the oven. And then when you're done, put it back in the freezer. It's already it's already rotting away. It's not like, oh, don't reheat something and eat it, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't even matter.
Well, hey, hold on 1 second. Hold that thought. I'm gonna get a few. Even though we pretty much discussed this Macabre movie, I don't want this to end. I want to still talk about some shit. I'll be right back.
All right. Sounds good. So, just to let you know, K. Dinero just left. He's my friend Kenny. I've known Kenny since high school, my freshman year of high school. We're the class of 2000 from high school. We went to two different high schools. Kenny was a friend of mine, so we met each other. He's K. Dinero. He actually makes music too. He's on Spotify. He raps. K. Dinero on Spotify. You can check him out. And anyway, I was just while you were getting a drink, I was just explaining how we knew each other. So,
well, you also live 2 blocks away from me.
Yeah, I lived a few blocks away from him too, and we always would watch horror movies all the time. So, thought we'd try this thing out. But we were discussing Macabre, 1980, a horror movie from 1980. We pretty much finished it. Spoilers all throughout our discussions here. So if you don't want to know about Macabre, then don't listen, I guess. But we just explained the ending. But then there was one final ending right before the credits rolled with the blind guy looking around the house.
So after the blind guy kills Jane, he goes into the... why is he... he takes the covers and I think he just takes the covers off the bed, and at the very last scene, the actual head rips out of the guy's neck, and then the fucking credits roll.
Yeah, so he hears breathing. The blind guy hears breathing in the room after he killed Jane in the stove, goes upstairs or goes in and hears breathing, and all of a sudden the decapitated head pops up out of the bed and bites him in the neck, and then it's over. So this is supposed to be based on a true story, but that probably didn't happen, but they added that. But right
Gino's
when
talking shit right now.
of course he
Gino's
is.
talking hella shit.
Right when the movie ended,
Boring.
when the first credits rolled, if it's boring, he could have left a long time ago. Right when the credits rolled, the first thing that was there, you have like the title of who you are, like the producer, the director, you know what I mean? Like costume designer, and has your name. The first credit that rolls down, it says cameraman. It says cameraman. The first credit. I know. Yeah.
That's weird.
Anyway, I thought that was freaking weird. So, but all in all, man, what do you give? I guess we'll talk stars here. I guess how many five would you give?
The total? I would say I give it 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay. I might. I think I'm gonna go for 2.5 out of 5.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna give the middle rating right there because it could have been more, dragged on way too long.
I will say I wasn't bored.
Yeah, I was bored at the beginning. Like, they drowned the daughter. The daughter drowned the brother in the bathtub, which was surprising. And so, but then like there was like a stalemate between there that I was starting to get bored of, and the dubbing wasn't too good too. The voice dubbing that they did, it was kind of off. But of course, that happens with a bunch of older movies and stuff like that, and low budget stuff. But it was definitely unique, bro, and it was a good recommendation. 3.3
Do you know?
At its average, it's the middle of the road right there. That's a C.
Oh, so you give it 2.5?
Yeah, 2.5. Sorry, did I say 3.5?
Out of 5?
Yeah, 2.5 out of 5. Did I say 3?
5?
Yeah, 2.5 out of 5.
Okay, so you get it's like.
It's.
But it was fun. It was a good movie to watch.
It was good. I could possibly move up to a 3. So, but I'm gonna stick with 2.5 right now.